Hello, my dear apprentices. In this video, you are going to learn how to add fractions with the same denominator um, on a number line, and you're going to add them up. That's what we're looking at, and we're also going to see how, like this number D is letter D is has a 2 in front of it. All right, so let's practice with the first one. Following the instructions, first of all, remember the denominator is the number that is on the bottom. So the denominator is below and the numerator is on the top, above of the line. So knowing that, we're going to grab our equation, our line, because we have to create a number line to solve. Okay, so here's our number line. The number lines seems, here's what I want you to understand. We're doing in this page, we're going to do numbers like in this particular problem, we're going to do problems with less than one. And this is how you know if that is less than one. Okay. So what you do, you are going to grab that line again, and it's going to be the denominator gives you the answer as to how many parts is you're going to have in the number line, on the number line. So let's do that. It should be 5 of them because that's what it's telling us. So this should be 0. This should be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 will be right here. That will be, let's check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts. Okay, so now to identify everything correctly, we know that this is a 0 and this will be a 1 here at the end. That will be a 1. Okay, now since this is broken down into 5 pieces, 5 parts, then we're going to, let me make this a little smaller. We are going to label the number line. So this should be 0 fifths. The second one should be, of course, you know that, right? Can you tell me the answer? Yes, it's 1/5. And the next one will be 2/5. If you follow the sequence of these fractions, you will know that each line it should be represented by a fraction. So that's going to be 3/5. This is going to be 4/5. And again, remember, any number divided by itself is going to equal 1. So 5/5 equals 1. And there it is, 5/5. Now, we have to do the addition now. So you're going to grab your drawing tool, and you always start from 0. So we have 2/5. So we're going to do 1/5, 2/5. So from 0 to 2/5, that's the first number. And I'm going to point that out that this should go here. That number should go right above that curved line. Now we have to add 1/5. So here's 1/5. So let's do 1/5. 1/5 will be only one jump. That between the 2/5 and 3/5 equals 1/5. And now the total of these, I don't think I need a line there. The total of this addition of fractions with the same denominator will be 3/5. Notice that we did not add the denominator. Please remember that. All we did was add the numerators. 2 plus 1 equals 3. And that is 3 parts out of 5 when you put them together. So I'm going to align this now. Okay, so there you go. B and C will be very similar to that one. But let's look at D. Okay, D has a different dynamics. So let's start with the line. So we're gonna do a line here. Let me make it a little thicker. So this is gonna be our number line. Okay. Now you ask yourself always, how do I know how many parts do I need? And for that, you always look at the denominator. Notice that these two have the same denominator. So that means that number line can be divided into 4 fourths. Okay? All right, so let's start from 0. That's going to be 1. It's going to be 2, 3, and 4 parts. Okay? And you probably can have another one right here. That will be 1 and 1/4. Okay, let's label them so you can see this clearly in your mind's eye. So this is going to be 0, 0/4. Okay, that's going to be 0/4. Let me align this so it looks exactly where it should be. And the second line should be, can you guess what it is? Yes, you're right. It is 1/4. How about the second one? Can you say it? Very good. It is 2/4. How about the third line? Well, yes, it should be what? Thank you. That will be 3/4. And the next one should be 4/4. So now this 4/4, remember, 4 divided by 4 always equals 1. So this will be the equivalent fraction. You can write this as a whole, which is a 1, or 4/4. Now let's add them up. So we're going to start with the multiplication. Here is what I want you to see. This right here, let me use a square. If you look at this first two, what this is saying, that you are going to, that you have two copies of 3/4. Okay? Three copies of 3/4. So this is what I'm going to write it right above it. So here's what it does. So two copies of 3/4. So this is what it is. 3/4 plus 3/4. Those are the two copies. So that's what we need to do. And so we're going to now add them up. So remember, this part, this expanded part is represented by the number 2 in the box. Okay, so it's 2 times 3/4. That means two copies of 4ths. Now, let's do the addition. Let me change the color here. I would like to have a different color. How about red? So we're going to do, it says 3/4 plus 3/4. So we're going to do, that's going to be 1, 2, 3/4. Okay, so from 0 to 3, that will be 3/4. Okay, now, I noticed that we do not have enough to add this. So what you do in this type of situations, you are going to extend your line. Yes, we're going to make another hole. So that means we might have to make 3 of them. So I'm going to extend the line. And then we're going to create another hole with fourths. And let me just do that by selecting this. So that's going to be, this is going to be 1/4. This is going to be 2/4, 3/4, and 4/4. Okay. Notice that I'm making those bigger. So when you see this one, it's a 2 right here. All right. So now let's label everything. So this is going to be 5/4. This is going to be 6/4. The next one is going to be 7/4. And the last one is 8/4. And this is, my friends, why the 8/4 can also be represented as a 2, because they are equivalent fractions. Okay, so the 8/4 can be written as a 2 as well. All right, so now remember that every jump is 1/4. So let's continue with the addition. So we only added 3/4 plus 3/4. Let's do the other 3/4. 1, 2, 3. Now, here is the curve that added 3/4. And now the last one that we need to add is 1/4. And we're going to go to 1/4. So what is the total of that number? Well, the total of that number is 7/4. As you can see here, no, I don't want that. So the answer is 7/4. And if you had to do that in as the equation, you would write 2/4 plus 2/4 correctly, plus 1/4, correct? No. Okay, let's see. Look at this. Mr. Mango made a mistake. It should be a 3 on the numerator. So I'm glad I caught the mistake. So it's 2 copies of 3/4, and then at the end is 1/4. When you equal those numbers, The denominator still stays the same. Remember that the denominator, you don't add them. If all the numbers in the denominator are fours, then you keep them the same. So 3 plus 3 equals 6 plus 1 equals 7. There you go, 7/4. And that is exactly what happens with the number line. We were able to identify that answer on the number line. And remember, follow the steps. If you do not remember, do it again. So I'm trying to select my drawing here. So here's what I'm going to repeat it again. So we got 3/4 plus 3/4 plus 1/4. Okay? And that is how you solve these problems. My friends, watch this video and be successful at math. Do it step by step. If you don't get it, repeat it again over and over until every segment of this video becomes clear in your mind. Signing out, your coach, Mr. Mano, that wishes you the best as a learner.